Hi, I'm Yuki Hamada, biophysical remote sensing scientist at the Argonne National Lab. Argonne is a U.S. Department of Energy's multidisciplinary science and engineering research center. At Argonne, scientists and engineers work together to answer the biggest questions facing humanity, from how to obtain affordable clean energy to protecting ourselves and our environment. Argonne's Environmental Science Division conducts research on environmental systems to understand how system components could change as a result of energy activities, emerging technologies, and major federal policies and programs. Our research focuses on land and renewable resources, ecosystem processes, environmental restoration, and climate. Have you asked these questions? How would impact on wildlife vary depending on the locations and new energy facilities? Individual projects seem to have a little impact on wildlife. Does it mean multiple projects also have a little effect? What are the short and long-term effects of our projects? What mitigation plan would work best for protecting the species nearby? Do you wish to have a tool to explore these questions? We developed an individual-based modeling, or IBM framework, to explore these questions so that we can make a well-informed decision on smart wind energy development. The IBM considers population-level effect as an emergent property of individual movement and behavior. Using the greater sage-grouse as a case study, we demonstrated the capability of this tool to estimate the effect of habitat loss and degradation on the population viability by identifying critical elements of life history and habitat usage that are most susceptible to wind energy development. The greater sage-grouse IBM showed both spatial and temporal effect of wind energy development on the species. The IBM tracks individual movements across the life history stages over a long time period, such as 50 years or even longer, and continuously visualizes the spatial distribution of the species on the map display. Individuals are color-coded by age-sex group, so you can analyze the spatial distribution of the particular group. This example shows the springtime, so you see many yellow symbols representing chicks. Population trajectory, population growth rate, leg activity, and the nest success are tracked and displayed in a plot on the right side of the interface. When testing development or mitigation scenarios, these plots show you what type of population level effect can happen and when, and help you evaluate short and long-term effect of your scenarios on the species. The number of individuals are also displayed at the lower left corner of the interface. The initial population size and scenario can be set or selected from the interface as well. Here are the population size and spatial distribution of the greater sage-grouse, 17 years after 3 wind energy development scenarios. The far left panel showed the baseline. Scenarios 1 and 2 in the middle have a development in a similar location with slightly different configuration. And scenario 3 on the right has a development on the other side of the reservoir. 17 years after the development, scenario 3 showed 10%, and the scenarios 1 and 2 showed 40% of population decline compared to the baseline. All scenarios showed displacement of the greater sage-grouse in and near the development footprint. But surprisingly, scenario 1 also displaced the species on the other side of the reservoir. This type of unexpected effect of development is very difficult to anticipate, but you can identify such an emergent property using our sage-grouse IBM. Do you have more questions to explore? Please join our demonstration on the greater sage-grouse IBM at the EPRI-EPIC Data Science Workshop. In addition to the demonstration, you will have a chance to tell us your interests and needs in this predictive tool. Our goal is to help energy developers and siting managers to proactively evaluate potential and cumulative impacts of new wind energy projects on critical wildlife species. We are hoping to continue improving this tool based on your feedback. Thank you for the opportunity to share our greater sage-grouse IBM. I look forward to meeting you at the workshop on November 19th.